that was a process. You know what I mean? But, yeah. So I think it'll be fine. So she was better dressed, like she's like, and then she like jewelry. Oh, good. So I'll have to make her one of those. Yeah, she brings them out. Yeah. We're gonna have all of the things on there. See, that's what you're telling me. We're not gonna do it. Think about it. You got to change it. You're gonna have to punch it. I showed you the mirror. They don't use everything. I told them use your plastic with the buttons. I showed them to the plastic. I used them to just whatever. I said honestly. I'm gonna do mine just because that way it's communication. No, that's all I'm not doing. I'm not doing like I'm just gonna put it on all the papers for my parents and stamp it for my parents and just like put it in a photo. Yeah, right? I think I start having a little board and then cash it in. Oh no, I'm gonna have to cash it in with, that's where I get the bugs for it. Then we have like a bunny system. Yeah. So I might make multiple JoJo classes. Well, and that's what I said about that. Unless it's a home room, we can say you go take it over your class and go in, you have to take it. Yeah, I might make all the classes. Which is very easy. But I say that and then parents can be involved in all of ours. And we can give them all of our remind stuff. Honestly, we'll take time to do that. It'll be different. It'll be very different. That's one of my forms that I want to do is break it down that way.
Testing 1, 2, check 1, 2. Good evening, everybody. Most of you know me by now. My name is Luxbacher. I'm the director of the 8th grade chorus as well as the choirs in high school. Welcome to the 2019 Spring Choir Concert here at Boise Middle School. Very excited to have you here tonight. Kids are very excited to perform for you. They've been doing a lot of work this spring semester, and I think you're going to enjoy the fruits of their labor here very shortly. Just a couple of things before we get started, just our usual sort of pre-flight checklist. Exit signs on the sides here as well as in the back. In the event that we would have an emergency, that we would need to clear the room, we'd ask that you please move calmly towards those exits. We'll probably regroup outside and we'll wait further instruction. Also, one of the things we've been trying to work on with them, both Jeff and I, with the choirs, is for them to give their total focus to tonight's performance. Focus to perform for you. So one of the things I would ask that you give your focus to them in kind by turning off all cell phones and pagers, putting them in airplane mode, something so that we don't see those bright, that aura of cell phone LED screens while the kids are performing. That is a little bit, it's a little bit distracting to them. However, please feel free to also, if you'd like to take non-flash pictures, that would be fine. Try to refrain from flash photography during the performance as well. One thing I would draw your attention to on the inside, the back cover of the program, actually two things. Under the 8th grade course, you'll see our list of upcoming events. This week is choir week, so we have obviously the middle school tonight. We swing out on Saturday. It's going to be called Passport. We're doing music from around the world. You'll hear a little taste of that tonight with our 8th grade chorus. And then next week is band week. So we have Tuesday night is the middle school band program here at 7 o'clock, and the high school band program is going to be on Wednesday at 7:30. So I hope you can join us for those. Also on the back cover is some information, the current list of officers for the Oil City Music Association. The Oil City Music Association was started almost 20 years ago to be a support entity for financial as well as supporting us for concerts and events, to be our parents' organization. One of the things we're trying to do this year is to try to revitalize that a little bit for a variety of reasons. And you can see we have just recently elected our new board. They will serve throughout the end of this year, and we will be looking for some new people to run here coming up at the end of the year for next year. Obviously, some of the members of the board will be staying, and we hope that they will. But if you're interested in that, please understand that the Oil City Music Association is all parents of all the students in all of the different ensembles. So you are automatically a member. Congratulations. I'll swear you in another time. But we do need some parents to help us guide the ship. To decide on fundraisers, to decide on ways that we can help, that parents can help assist the music program. We encourage you to give that some thought. And that's at all levels. That's from basically when they start 5th and 6th grade, 5th grade band and 6th grade chorus, all the way through senior year. So if you're interested in that, would like to know more, please get in touch with myself, Dan Cartwright, at the high school and middle school, or Mr. Brown, and we can get you as much information as you would like. So again, thank you so much for coming. We're going to bring lights down here, and we will bring out the 6th grade chorus in just a quick second. Thank you again.
and boy, are they a lot of fun, and I love them, and they're multicolors. We just did a medley from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, which was the high school musical that we did this year. It was my first time to direct the high school musical, and I couldn't put it away. And so when I saw a medley out there, I was like, oh, my sixth graders would love it. And actually, a few of them were in the kids' chorus, so, and Benjamin. So, wait a minute. Wait. Right. Anyway, so that was just a little medley from Joseph the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. The next song is called Hallelujah, and there are so many versions of this, but this is their version. They really wanted to perform this for you, so enjoy. So the next medley is one that I'm probably going to get letters to because it's called Rock and Roll All Night. And I was actually out in public once, and if this dad is here, he'll know who he is. And he's like, man, when my kid starts coming home and singing Smoke on the Water, I know my music teacher, that's the one I want. Right? Wait till you hear this version of Barracuda from Heart. It's really fun. So enjoy. It's rock and roll all night. You'll recognize some of the themes. not talk about the other guy standing up here. Nathaniel Baker, who is a ninth grader, who kind of moved away, really made me mad, and then he came back and really made me happy. And he's looking to pursue a career in music, so he's been helping me conduct, and so my thanks to the AP's family for being so supportive.
And then she do this. Oh, I'd be so mad. I was just used to watching their hair and I can't. Nothing. Mind your own business. Here's what happened. Somebody gets you guys get up here and they're disrespectful and talking to your friends and playing with your hair and crossing your arms. It's because of your talking and you tell them and it looks bad on the person, not you. She was like this.
She probably trouble like because you don't like to see.
It popped up on your feed?
Yes. Okay, so all of them. I have had conversations with them. It's super weird. There's another thing that came up with your mom.
Was there something about sisters has come up? And I had mugs that had sisters.
Me too.
And I knew you showed me the shirt. Mine were mugs, and I went, not sisters by blood, but
There is
sisters.
something.
Because you have a smartphone.
Because you put a smartphone just me put on the robot. And I swear, it's like, I had to pop my feet, and I'm like, oh, you're doing. And then I was
over the world.
Yes, it was so bizarre. Robots. They listen to you.
Or when I said, yeah, when you did, one of us started the thing with sisters, like you were treated like some next moment.
Yes.
Cool. I'm like,
And here's the thing, like, we had actually talked about it. We all said we're going to my sisters.
I know.
And then that pops up.
on our
I
feet.
know.
They listen to your good sister.
Someone's
They
like
admit it.
watching you guys. Like someone's watching.
It's called
It's weird.
Big Brother. Big Brother. They
I've
always
never
do.
truly that. I don't know how many experiences there's whatever, but there's been too many weird things this year. When we all were talking about the rainforest with the gorillas, and I went back to my computer.
Because you got
First
email.
email was about rainforest and saving the gorillas. We literally finished reading a book in like last year.
Yes. It was super good.
It was so strange.
Super good.
But you liked it, huh?
I do. I do.
I found her a t-shirt. I saw a thing on one time and she said, "Sell caught up."
This is Collins. I love it. Like, not that you're different. Not like I love it. Do you want to know why I love you so much? Sure. Tell me why. Tell me why. I just told you yes. You're mean. I went, what? What? You're mean.
I had to walk away.
All three of them, Corey, Shelly, Christine, turn around and walk back into their rooms because they're laughing. And I went, oh, okay.
Did you stop?
And hugged me and walked into her classroom. And I went, okay.
So I found a t-shirt for her birthday. It said, "Nicest and mean teacher ever," or something like that. So she gave it to her.
It was awesome.
It was funny.
And I don't know what I'm going to wear.
I
Like every day.
and I was like, I want to give it to you now. I was like, okay.
I can't wait to
musical called Newsies. The movie, interestingly enough, had Christian Bale in it prior to Batman. It's kind of fun. So this next song is called I Swear, and I swear that in the 90s this was sung at every wedding. I know, I did it a few times. So anyways, I Swear.
I don't know why they just resonate with this one. This is Seasons of Love from the musical Rent. And I really have nothing else to say about it. It's stuff that's really taken. So it's going to have Matthew Myers and Sarah Fox doing a little back-to-back solo kind of thing.
up the 7th grade portion of tonight's concert, but I want to say a couple thank yous out there. First and foremost, a thank you to my colleagues. Mr. Luxbacher does so much to get these concerts started and done. And the rest of them, you know who you are, Cartwright, Heist, Chewbacca. And so thank you so much. Thank you to you, the parents and guardians and people that care about these kids on stage, encouraging them to continue a journey through music and your support. Without it, it doesn't exist. So thank you very much. From me to you, thank you. And last but not least, thank you to my principals and the school board and Dr. Weller, our superintendent, for supporting the arts as much as they do. And we hope that we have a continued success that way. So again, thank you so much. 8th grade's coming up. So.
Papa Sawyer saying hi. Papa, Spencer's on next.
great chorus. Real excited to sing for you tonight. The first piece we did was actually came from a request from the kids. A couple of them had asked if we do a song from Africa. And I was looking around, and a couple years ago at a district chorus festival, Dr. Ryan Beacon, who's the director of choirs down at IUP, had performed that piece with the district chorus, and I thought, well, we'll stick our necks out and give it a shot. It was all taught by rote. So basically I got a couple tracks and sort of recreated it, and I mean, they learned it all by rote, and then we added the dance to it, and trying to put not only the singing a cappella, but also the movement. They took on that challenge, and I'm extremely proud of them, and that was Fiela. You can see the translation in your program. We're going to continue now with a piece that comes from a folk legend. Many of you may have seen the legend, or heard of the legend of John Henry. He was a freed slave that moved to West Virginia to work on the railroads, and was part of a gang that worked under a very tough, overseer, and the overseer at one point decided that he was going to automate his gang, and they were going to get rid of all the workers, and John Henry challenged the overseer and his new steam-powered rail driver to contest, and if John Henry won as a human, they would all keep their jobs, and if he lost, then they would go quietly go quietly and resign. The contest happened. John Henry won, but at the cost of his own life, and that's where the legend of John Henry comes from, the folk song that goes with it. This is a jazzy sort of funk version of that piece. This is called "This Old Hammer."
get out of my light.
Philosopher Diogenes was to the in a television marketplace. He held the clothes on his back and he clicked in the top. And the only thing that Alexander the Great could do for him was to get out of his light.
Just a couple quick words before we do our last number and then into the final combined selection. I want to take this opportunity to tell you how extremely proud I am of these guys up on stage. Sometimes it's a roll of the dice when you get a new group, and I'd say this is my second year with these guys. You know, and you sort of sit in, you hear like the rehearsal going on when you're outside the room, and all like Jeff and I share a room, and there's some years where you go, whoa, you know, because they're just, you know, wow. And I have to say this, Mr. Brown's place in heaven is assured, because he starts the process. He really does. He's the one who first teaches them how to be a choir. And that is the work of the ages to get that done. And then I pick them up in 8th grade or 7th grade, and it's amazing how fast the progress is because of the work he's done in the early stages. And this group last year sort of, I wasn't quite sure after I heard them in 6th grade, and they came in and they were really impressive. They were holding parts, they were singing strong. And so this year we decided to push the envelope a little more. This is probably the first time in 20 years I've thrown not one a cappella piece at a choir in 8th grade, but 3. And 2 of them, the Philosopher and, tell you, Fiela and Philosopher both have been featured at high school district chorus festivals. So these are not easy pieces, and they're challenging. And these guys, it's real easy, and we sort of tend to think of the younger generation taking the easy path and not going for the challenge. These guys rose to the challenge every time. And all this stuff, they have really done that. And the last piece is also a cappella, and this is all, 3 songs at high school district chorus level. Chucky Doe, the last piece is also as well. So I'm very, very proud of them. I'm very excited to see what they're going to do moving on next year to the high school. The great thing is I get to see them in men's and women's choir next year, and I hope they have all scheduled. Or a cappella, they're a band. There's a lot of great things ahead of them, and I'm just so excited to see what they've done this year and to see where they're going to go. Before we move on, I do want to recognize 2 sets of groups inside the choir that have sort of stepped out to take on some extra responsibilities. The first one is our junior high district chorus members. We actually are 1 week away from that festival. We were originally supposed to have it in January, and if you remember, we had the strangest set of cold snaps and ice days, I think, probably again in my 20-year career. And it was supposed to be in January, and it didn't work out. So we are actually rescheduling it for next week. 2 of our members, we originally had 4. 2 of them, unfortunately, aren't going to be able to join us this time around just because of the scheduling. But I do want to recognize them because all of them have put in a good chunk of work for preparation for that festival, which is coming up next week. So if they would just sort of wave as I call their name, Brianna Hartzell. There you go. Anna Crew. Both of them will be able to go next week. And also Andy McGarvey and Haley Case. All of them have done a great amount of work for that festival and should be recognized for their efforts. The last group, I can't do what I do, and I'm not doing this to pat myself on the back or to make myself a martyr. But in choirs, over 5 choirs throughout the course of the day, I see about 250 kids between high school and middle school. And when you have an organization that big, it's hard for just one person to do the work. And it gets to the point where if I have to make half the choir sick, it's really difficult for things to get moving. So one of the things we started a couple of years ago was a leadership program, and I've leaned on these leaders a lot more this year than other years to run sectionals, to take care of logistical tasks, to handle all the little things that make us, that are very important, but tend to get me bogged down if we're trying to get a rehearsal done. I want to just have them be recognized, and when your name is called, if you would just step forward, just down to the bottom of the rise, and we'll recognize you from the bottom of the steps. This is all of our leadership team. Olivia Blossom, Carl Sheldon, Bria Fennick, Anna Krug, Connor Mallett, Haley Case, Andy McGarvey, Matt Rudolph, Claudia Forts. Did I miss anybody? Let's give them a round of applause. Like I said, even at this early age, to be able to take that on, and I look forward to every. You guys are that, thank you. One of the things is, and I've told them all this, all of them have the opportunity to be leaders at any given time. And I have to say, this group has definitely embraced that all throughout the choirs to really take on that responsibility, do the right thing, and really drive what we do. So I'm extremely proud. We're going to finish with a concert version of a spiritual entitled Shut Dito.
This is awesome. I love that.
While we're getting the choirs out for the final number, just a reminder again. Swing Out, again, is this Saturday night here at the high school. 7:30. We'll begin with the crowning of the Swing Out King and Queen at 7:30. We have a wonderful court, a neat presentation of that. If you've never been to a Swing Out, it's a tradition that takes us back to about 1948, just after the end of World War II, and this tradition has been going on ever since. So it's a really neat night of music. We have many soloists, as well as all of our quartets and rhapsodies and men's and women's choirs. And one of the neat things, as they're getting set up, is being able to see that progression. You know, like I said a couple minutes ago, Jeff starts them in 6th grade and teaches them how to be a choir. Then we start adding some of the technique in 7th and 8th. And then in 9th grade, they just take off. And I think you'll really enjoy the presentation. It's music from around the world and here at home. Everything from gospel to an Indian raga to African protest music. And so it should be a really fun night of music starting at 7:30. Excuse me, just a moment. Easy, quick way. I am the center. Anybody past the riser, turn your shoulder. Okay, turn your shoulder and then get real close. Get in where you did it. Actually, guys, we're row. Slide. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Got a little nervous late last week when we were setting up the risers. We have about room for about 215 on there, and I looked at the numbers and we were about 233. So it's a little crazy, but a good problem to have. The last number we're going to perform for you tonight, as you can see, is in honor of one of our English teachers that passed away this year. My memories of Jess go all the way back to her senior year of high school. I was starting out. It was my first year here at Oil City, 1999. She was a senior, and she was one of my secretaries back then. Kids who came down on study halls and would do various errands for me and all that. And you got to realize when I came, I had followed a 25-year legend. He had restarted the musical program. He had brought the a cappella choir and the women's ensemble, the girls, actually it was called the girls ensemble back then, to a very high level. And it was very daunting for a brand new teacher to come in. And there were a group of students that jumped on the bandwagon right away, and even though they weren't quite sure of this new young guy who had much more hair than he does now and was probably about 80 pounds thinner, to trust him and to greet him and to be very warm. And Jess, if there was anything to say about her, she was always a very warm heart. She was very kind, she was very patient. As many of these kids up on stage know, that was what she was every day in the classroom. We were very excited to have her back when she came and joined the faculty. And we were very sad earlier this year when she passed away from a very quick acting form of cancer. This last piece is sort of twofold. The piece is called "It's a Long, Long Journey to Heal." Jeff was very gracious and found it in a Music K book that talks about 9/11 and the raw feelings that generated. And we paired it with Amazing Grace, because it's going to take a long, long journey to heal. but through grace and through those many dangers, toils, and snares, we have already come. And grace has brought us safe thus far, and grace will lead us home. And we're going to finish off with that tonight. Long Journey to Heal and Amazing Grace.